Hello YouTube, this is Matt Pullen killing some more time on a Sunday afternoon, and today I am going to do a review of Battle Chess for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I've never played this game. I think it's one of the only, if not the only, chess-related game on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Never played this when I was a kid, so from what I understand, it's just normal chess with animations. So, wow, okay. So graphically, it's I don't know, it looks kind of confusing. I guess the rooks are actual castles, and everyone else is humanoid, and yeah, wow. These are orange and blue. My high school colors were orange and blue. I think it's an awful combination. So I assume that I press A to select a piece, and then... Oh man. Are they all going to move at that speed? So, I'm playing E4, my opponent plays E5. Alright, let me just make sure it... it's scolding me for my illegal movements. So it knows the rules of chess. That's good. Let's see how much theory this computer knows. What? Wait, so he's got to wait. The pawns are actually moving aside when the knight goes through them, and then they're walking back? I thought knights were supposed to jump over stuff. He doesn't even have a horse. He just looks like a heavy soldier. I mean, isn't a knight defined by, riding a horse? Ugh. Alright, so this is... Alright, the first two moves of the game have taken a good minute. Let's see. I'll play the G3 variation of the Vienna. I'm hoping to, steer the game towards a, steer it towards a slow positional game, so our play to my strength and the computer's weaknesses, hopefully. So it plays Bishop C5, which is a good move. So far, I've noticed that the units, make different sounds when they step. So, the pawn makes one kind of sound, the knight makes another sound, the bishops make another sound. I wonder if what kind of sounds the king queen will make. I don't know. It's kind of, we're just waiting for the let's see. I'll play H3, which is a waiting move here. Basically it keeps pieces off of G4, and I'm waiting to see what black will do. Oh, the king is silent. Okay, the rook sort of morphs into this big hulking stone monster thing and makes a thudding sound. And then turns back into a rook. That's pretty cool. Oh, I wonder if there are any settings. It didn't present me with any. After this move, I'm going to try and, hit the start and select buttons. Let me try hitting start. That doesn't do anything. Let me hit select. Alright, that doesn't do anything either. Start doesn't do anything. Select. Okay, select does something. So move, settings. Oh, okay, that's something. Alright, let's try 2D pieces to see if the animations are any faster. So they call the pieces red and blue instead of black and white, which is funny because, like, they're orange and blue. They're not very red at all. Move. Okay, so this is like if I want to set up board, new, take back. Okay, so game-related things, level. What level am I playing? Oh, I'm playing at novice level. Let's see what it does. I gotta put it at level 5 and see how strong it is. Hopefully this does something other than just make it take longer when it moves. So, okay, so I got different kind of pieces here. They're still orange and blue. Not very red. Anyway, so I'll castle here. And my opponent is thinking. Now I've changed it to level 5. So it's taking a significant amount of time to think about its move here. Now we haven't seen any captures yet. It's my understanding that when a capture happens, it's there's an animation, and the animation is like the chess pieces like battling each other. Hold on. This is just it's taking a long time on the opening moves on level 5. All right. I kind of like these pieces. Actually, certainly, I don't know. The bishops and pawns look too much like each other, but other than that, it's not bad. No, I think it's out of book, and it's simply looking as deep as it can on the hardest difficulty setting. So I'm sort of stuck in a hard place. I want to show as much of battle chess as I can, like as much of the animations, but I don't want it to be too easy. So I'm debating whether or not just to put it on novice for the sake of getting through this game quicker. Yeah, I'm near positive a human player would have moved by this point. So I see, I don't know, a6 is a very possible move, preventing me from, winning the minor exchange with knight a4. After a6, his bishop can always drop back to a7. Another move is bishop e6, which prepares either queen d7 to attack on h3, or just to push d5. Against bishop e6, what usually happens is I'm either gonna put the knight on d5 in response to that move, or I'm going to play king h2, which unpins my f pawn, so I can play f4. And with the bishop on e6, the threat of pushing my pawn f4 to f5 is very dangerous. So black typically takes on f4 and allows me to take back with my knight, and I get a nice little occupation of d5 following this. And after I move my c3 knight into d5, I can play pawn to c3, pawn to d4, and finally stake my claim in the center. And if I can get all those moves in, then white will actually be dominating the position. So it's sort of a slow system, and what black has chosen, his piece setup, is not the most ambitious. All right, finally my opponent has moved. He's moved knight into d4. I hit the start button. I'm not sure if that forces my opponent to move or what. I'm going to play Go play king h2. And I'm just going to hit the start button right away. Okay, so hitting the start button forces the opponent to move immediately. So, I don't know, I'm just gonna put it on novice so it moves faster. Anyway, so I'll play f4 here, and I anticipate some kind of a capture coming up here. Alright, my opponent takes on f4, and what? I don't get any animations. I thought I would still get the animations when it's in 2D mode. I guess I don't. So I want to see the animations, so I'm going to put it in 3D mode, even though the chessmen will move slow as molasses. So I gotta take on f4 with knight. Alright, so I guess... So they move to opposite sides of the square and they're going to start a battle? Is that what's going on here? Oh, look, it's like he's picking on a little kid. That's... Alright, interesting. Oh! Oh man, that is dark. I liked it though. What is he doing? Bishop to c4. It looks like just a one-move attack on my rook on f1. So I'm simply going to push my pawn to d3, gaining a tempo on his bishop. And we'll see if he drops back to a6, or is he just going to go back to e6. Alright, so that is not a... he basically just gave me a free move, pawn to d3. So that is not an indication of strength. My instinct here is to somehow try to get in knight to d5, because that will allow me to play pawn to c3, then followed by pawn to d4, and shut out his dark square bishop. And then I'll be in complete control. But knight there, and then what if he plays knight takes knight? I could take with my knight, or I could just take with pawn and accept the doubled pawn. He would have a 3-on-2 majority on the king side, but more importantly, I would be in a position to drive away his pieces with c3 and d4, and dominate the center. And if I can contest the e-file, then my bishop is backing up my pawn on d5, so it sort of cramps my opponent's position. So I like this idea of playing knight c3 to d5, and then if he captures, taking with pawn. Alright, and then my opponent's bishop is going to kindly move aside while my knight goes to its square. Yes, that's totally something that would happen on the battlefield. Alright. Waiting for my opponent to move here. And it's going to be bishop takes knight. So he's exchanging his light square bishop. And, oh, bishop is very tall and skinny. Oh! Oh man, he got stabbed by the bishop's long, pointy spear thing. Okay, so as I said before, pawn takes, and now we're going to get to see a pawn assassinate a bishop. So, sort of like the Reformation. Oh! Oh, the pawn, opened up a hole in the sand. That was something. Now my opponent's going to take the open file with his rook. See, is he going to play knight e2? I have a knight on f4 that's guarding that square, so that's not really a big concern. Is he threatening to do anything else on the open file? If he plays knight f5, you know, coming into e3, I can always exchange it. So like c3, knight f5, d4, knight e3 is not really, well, that would lose a piece for him because I just take on e3. He would have to move his bishop first. So I'll go ahead and kick the knight. I assume he's going to play to f5. Why is he going... Oh, he's going left. He must be going to b5. Surely that loses a piece. I mean, his knight has no squares. Can I just play a4 here? See, this pawn is guarding this pawn. This pawn is guarding d4. I could just play d4. I mean, if I play pawn to d4, I guess he can just, you know, play bishop take and then pawn takes, and I'd have to double my pawns, and then he'd play like a6 and retreat his knight. So I think a4 is the better way to win a piece here. Just advance the rook pawn, threaten the knight. And my opponent is counterattacking my knight, but oh man, that is going to open up some major weaknesses around his king. Because I'm just going to take this knight on f4, move it into h5, and I will be attacking f6 with 2 pieces, and also attacking the knight on b5, which is trapped. And if he plays knight takes knight, then I play queen takes on h5, and I'm threatening then to take on f7, you know, because my rook on f1 will control the f file, and also threatening bishop takes g5. So yeah, I'm in total control of this position. But what can I say? I mean, on level 5, it was just taking forever to move. Alright, 2 knights. Oh, he lost his shield. No! Now he lost his sword and he's got 1 arm. Now he stabbed him in the leg and... Oh! That is brutal. That is like a Monty Python sketch right there. So now the queen is going to come, and we'll see what happens when the queen... Alright, the queen moves silently. See what happens when the queen takes something. Alright, so... Did she just like shake her butt there or something? I don't know. Oh, she's a magic user. And just cooked the knight. What is the knight doing? Oh, the knight's just going to d4. What can I do here? Knight's not really threatening anything. Well, maybe to come to e2, but that doesn't do anything. So moves I can play here. I can play bishop to e4, which threatens to take on h7. I can play queen takes f7 for check. I can take the knight, presumably followed by bishop to e4. I like that idea, actually. Take the knight and then bishop e4. So we're going to see another animation. Alright, so... Oh, wait. What happened? The pawn kicks the knight in the shin, and then the knight falls over and has a heart attack. Alright, I guess that's plausible. So now we got bishop. We're pressing a pawn. Alright, pawn's doing okay so far. Oh, and I don't know, I guess he stabbed him somehow. And now let's get my bishop going to e4. With the obvious threat to zap him on h7. And the pawn comes up to f6, which doesn't really help at all. Already I see queen takes h7 check, king f8, bishop takes g5, followed by bishop h6. And I think that's just a that seems like a forced mate. Actually, it's not a forced mate because he can. After bishop takes g5, he can play rook takes e4. But we're going to see queen taking a pawn here. All right. Oh, the pawn sword burns up. Quick, where's the exit? Where's the exit? And he fell into a hairball. All right. So there's a check. King moves over. I gotta take my bishop on c1. And then just bash this pawn on g5. Alright. Oh, that's what happens. The bishop just stabs him in the throat. I can see why this game didn't sell too well for, you know, in the glory days of NES. It's too violent for kids. And we see another bishop-pawn massacre. And this is going to be checkmate. Nice funeral music there. Oh wait, oh, my bishop gets to move again. It's like checkers. Alright, and I guess I get to see the bishop kill the king. Whoa, power move. Oh, and the king gets cut into pieces. That is some swift justice right there. Well, there you go. That is Battle Chess for NES. It's all right, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty bad. Anyway, later.